First of all, one of the things I learned when I was a student and I studied with Paul Georges, he said to me, he said, look, what you do in the studio, you're in charge of. What the gallery does with what you've made in the studio, they're in charge of. They shouldn't come into your studio and tell you what to do, and you shouldn't go into their space and tell them how to do what they do. And I've discovered that in the art world, the gallery system, there are tiers all the way up. So there are some gallerists who have access to a collector base that doesn't exist for any other gallery. And every gallery has a special, who's a good gallery, has a zone of people that they work with. And everybody else is just out there sticking their stuff on the wall, hoping to catch somebody as they walk by. And a real good gallery doesn't do that. But at the same time, dealing with an estate is another dimension, and nobody is prepared for that. No artist that I know knows how to do that. No family. I mean, if you read that article in the New York Times about Van Gogh's sister-in-law and how she literally spent years
Yeah.
creating his career. I mean, without her, we would not know who he was.
Yeah.
And it's hard to imagine a world without a Van Gogh in it, but the, the world didn't want Van Gogh. They had to learn how much they wanted Van Gogh. And that's an act of art as refined as medicine or selling art or building buildings. It's a business that none of us knows much about. And myself and other artists who have remained active for 50 some years or whatever it is, I've got a building, 1,600 square feet, that looks like they're packed in like the paintings behind me are. Every square inch is filled with paintings, and uh, it's just, it's the bane of my existence. I imagine my heirs will be filling up dumpsters, and I kind of know how many 30-yard dumpsters it's going to take to handle it all. But I don't know, it's an industry that needs to be cultivated and developed. And I think your point of putting them in public spaces, putting them in hospitals, etc., is absolutely the right idea.